Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 155. My name is Mistletoe, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mistletoe, for the introduction. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. Another fantastic day. This is Tuesday, April 4th. Vault accounts keep growing, my friends. 4,171. Sheesh. Keep growing. Liquidity always every single day on the uprise. 867,058 BUSD. Sheesh. IOC reserves holding nice and steady. 450,929 BUSD. Sheesh. Talk about sustainable, my friends. And what everybody loves at ARK, the Spark Prize, 346.48 ARK. And in case you were wondering, what's the street value on that, Atlas? It's $1,978.40. Let's go. Today here, we're going to find the 106th Spark Prize winner so far. 25,904.27 ARK have been deposited directly, immediately, instantly into the ARK vault accounts of the past 105 winners, bringing them directly into the nitro mode, growing at a massive pace, my friends. And the street value on that total spark paid out is 147,913.38 BUSD, folks. That is extremely bullish. We've got a great podcast lined up for you today. But before we get started, we're going to go ahead and check in with Mr. Brett Nordin. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Doing great.
Looking forward to the update. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
A busy day. We've had.
But I know. I picked my head up and I was like, oh my God, it's noon already here. It's like, man. We made some great progress on the fiat on ramp today, I think. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, sir. Big time.
Yep. Yeah. Big breakthroughs there. And Scripto King gave an update today. He's going to have the PWA ready for the DAO tomorrow. So that's the latest and greatest update on the PWA and the on-ramp progress. So we're hoping to marry those two up for the public release of the PWA, but we'll see how that goes. If it's not completely coordinated, that's okay. We also have some updates to the landing page that we're working on, Alex and I, and we've got the presentation out there. So, those three major components are going to kind of be our first intro to the messaging, the story, the mobile app, everything kind of coming together for the mass market. And then we'll have our other utilities coming, and I think those will definitely lend, more eyeballs, more traffic, more people to learning about what ArkBuy is all about and things. So everything's tracking pretty well, I would say. And I think those ILC reserves are holding nicely. Max Power and Bizy Dips mentioned that last week, I think we had 100 people in 1 week that dropped from 2% to 1%. So, one of the key sustainability metrics, and we see this popping up in the main chat now more frequently. People are asking, hey, my NDV went negative. I went from 2 to 1% daily. How can I get that back up? And
That's how the magic happens here.
I know. It's great. Yeah. So, a majority of these wallets are going to be, helping with that liquidity and helping with that long-term sustainability. And so all the people that got into the pre-sale or at the launch, we had, quite a few a couple thousand wallets or so that now are going to start, slipping down to, lessen that sell pressure. So, yeah, things are looking good and stable and just the way we like them, holding fast. So, yeah, let's enjoy this nice profit, this nice price, and be thankful that we are on the ARK, earning the way that we are. So that's about it from my end. Anything else you wanted to add on the tech side? I think you're muted, Atlas.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I was queuing up something here for us, but yeah, on the development side, I think it's great. We're all waiting patiently, and we understand with when it comes to software and troubleshooting, debugging, we want to make sure that we have the best possible product when we put into the hands of the first testers, which are the legacy NFT holders, the VIPs, the partners here at ARK. So everybody's very calm, cool, collected, waiting. I know that our our head mobile developer is extremely busy working out the little kinks. And I believe that the main part is in the syndicate. Is that correct, Brett? Where
Actually,
a lot of the effort.
yeah. Well, Alex had helped him with that last week when he was still struggling with the COVID-19 stuff. But this week, he said there was one little thing left with the legacy about the new images that we were using. There's some animations that were working, and for whatever reason they were glitching a little bit. So he was going to finish that up, and I think that was the only section left that he had to make the improvements on. So it was nothing like, deep code or anything like that. It was more cosmetic. And then once that was finished, he was going to give the instructions over to the DAO. If you're in the DAO, I have a full sheet of instructions ready to go so that you know what to do, how to download it, how to install it, set it up, get it running. And so we'll release that set of instructions at the same time that Scripto King gives us the green light on the download link. Also, he limited the usage of the PWA to only people who have a legacy NFT in their wallet. So when you do the wallet connect, if you don't have a legacy NFT, it won't work. So he put that extra little measure in there just to keep the number of users at a level that we feel good about, having it out and testing it and providing feedback through the DAO channel. So we can streamline the communication. He can just work more effectively on the bug fixes if there are any. So.
Fantastic. We can't wait, but we're waiting and looking forward to having the feedback from the community and before releasing it, to the masses here and all over the world. We want to make sure that everything is just working flawlessly. And I did see a comment, maybe testing it for a week with the DAO. Is that sort of the plan that you have, Brett?
Yeah, that was the initial plan, was 1 week. We think that's probably enough time, to do any kind of back and forth if Scripto King needs to make some updates, or just give people enough time to work through all the different areas of the PWA, and different users access different parts of it and do different things. So I think a week is a good number for us to get through, the DAO testing and develop a punch list for Scripto King, and then give him time for, any kind of tweaks and updates to be made. So.
All right. Fantastic. Well, we all know you only get one chance to make a first impression. So it's got to be powerful. It's got to look good. I know when I've been testing it, I'm amazed with how quick it is. Mm-hmm. It's lightning fast. It's quite amazing the way it moves and works.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of the PWA. I know some people want the native app and some people like the PWA format. There's a lot of really big companies that are using PWAs now for that very reason. They're just not as intrusive to your phone and potential privacy issues, things like that. But then also they're just super lightweight, and they don't consume as many resources on the device. So yeah, I think it's going to be a trend that kind of picks up. They're way more flexible, easier to update. You don't have to push updates through an app store or something like that. You don't have to worry about its acceptance and compliance issues, potential big tech censoring and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think PWA was a great choice and the right way to go for, the market that we're in for sure. Hey, Atlas, I think you're muted again.
There we are. All right. Well, thank you, Brett. I know we're all very excited and looking forward to it. And yeah, we've been pretty busy, man. It's you think maybe some days it get easier. No, it's just more and more work and creating and putting the contracts together. And the real world is really what I'm referring to, as you know, and testing these platforms. We got a lot of stuff beyond what's happening with the mobile application behind the scenes that really has us engaged and focused. So very excited. These next couple of weeks are going to be just massive as far as what the team is putting out there and having to grow. We're also going to be hiring tech support folks for our suite of products as well. And we have to train those folks. We're also going to be starting to push the whole part of the Zoom funnel that you've created, Brett, doing those presentations, starting to get out into marketing, the real world press releases that I know you're working on as well. It's a beautiful thing and, orchestrated, I think, in a great manner where there's just layer after layer after layer that's going to be coming out. And it's all going to make so much logical sense when our community of investors start to see it, when the new investors from the real world, the regular Joes and Janes, hear about ARK, whether it's through the products, whether it's through the ROI DAP. For whatever reason they're coming here, they're going to have access to everything. And they're going to have experts here to help them. I mean, we've got almost 4,000 experts when it comes to the ROI DAP. But with the products, we're also going to see that there's going to be a whole new space. There's going to be new channels. There's going to be even new telegrams that are going to support these systems, chatbots. There's even a AI bot that's being worked on here. That's some alpha for you folks that you're going to be able to interact with that AI. Think of an AI customer service that's going to be able to answer a lot of the questions folks have, whether that's the product or even the white paper, and be able to answer current investors or new investors with the simple questions. But it's just going to be really fascinating as we understand that this is the ChatGPT technology that's here on board. So very exciting, and we want to see how that also at some future point here in the development of the project will be another software as a service product that we could give to other projects in the space. So we've never actually talked or teased about it, but yeah, it's about time we start showing that. That's going to be coming also in the next couple of weeks. So we really enjoyed, I think, I would have to ask Mr. Callis. Callis, did you enjoy our little rabbit hole into the AI that we went through the other day? That
yes,
nonfiction.
Yes, sir. I did. Later that evening, I showed the video to my son and got his take on it. I don't think he slept very well that night.
How old is he?
He's 18. Anyway.
Okay, man, he's a young man. He's an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife was pretty disturbed by it too. So
send him my apologies.
No, it was an interesting rabbit hole, but interesting times we live in.
Well, we come here to the ARK for the truth. We come here to read between the lines. We are an investment protocol and a community, but we're also human beings with families, and understanding that we are in this world, and we're going through so many changes. Things are happening so fast, and I personally enjoy, as a community, coming together and dissecting and understanding what's happening out in the real world and what the future could hold, the positives, the negatives, and the reality of what's really going on at any given time. And I think we're better for it, and it creates a space where we together can grow and learn and share so many opinions.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Well, I've got something special for you, but it's not just for you, it's for everybody here. I think you guys know that I'm a big fan of Mr. Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of Cardano. I think he's a brilliant mind, one of the OGs in the crypto space, one of the OGs of Ethereum. And, the guy, I believe, really has his heart in the right place, and so knowledgeable, and has a great way of looking at things and just going for the facts, for the truth. And sometimes it's abrasive, sometimes it's a bit shocking, but the guy, doesn't hold back in his opinions. And I think maybe 10 days ago, we looked at a rant that he went on, if you guys recall, towards, the SEC and everything they're doing and their agendas, and, explaining crypto, explaining DeFi, and how we're here to make things right, to balance things out. So he went down a little AI rabbit hole that I thought was pretty neat. It's about 9-10 minutes. And we decided, instead of doing all aboard today, we're going to watch a short video from him in continuation of that conversation about AI that is such a hot topic right now. And it's important to have many different views, because the fact is, nobody has the crystal ball. Nobody knows exactly how this is all going to turn out, but we can look at the players involved, and we can look back at history, and we can, sort of understand what to expect. And sometimes it's, prepare for the worst, but expect the best. So yeah, very interesting. And Z's not here yet, but he should be coming in. We're going to do also the DeFi sessions tonight, and we're going to do the contest giveaway, and we're going to do Spark. We have a request from Donato for the song. So yeah, we're going to have a great time. I hope you folks enjoy it. Let's see what Mr. Charles has for us today. His point of view, his alpha on AI. Thank you.
Capitalism to the ESG movement, the Klaus Schwab special. Okay. And this is not a small deal, guys. Every single industry in the world is getting transformed into this. We're talking about $150 trillion conservative price tag. There is no governance or regulation layer for ESG, which is why a lot of people believe that ESG is actually a one world government.
In a philosophical explanation of what's coming in the future, co-founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, explains the real importance of blockchain technology, beyond what many envision at the moment. Charles explained that there are 5 new technologies that will dominate the future: artificial intelligence, quantum computing, nanotech, synthetic biology, and blockchain technology. In Charles's view, which is shared by others, the one world government is being disguised as ESG, and under the real agenda of the World Economic Forum. In the mainstream media, ESG, environmental and social governance, is being touted as giving investors an opportunity to invest in companies with initiatives, missions, and goals that align with their values. While that sounds good on paper, the reality is that the ultimate plan is to control and ultimately change the social laws within us, slowly but surely. According to Charles, the technology is already in place for our societal laws to become natural laws, similar to gravity and physics. The implementation of CBDCs will play a major role to land the groundwork for what's planned, but Hoskinson believes blockchain technology can negate what's coming. Let's listen to what Charles has to say.
And before you call me a conspiracy theorist, I'm just saying this is what some people believe. And why they believe it is, if you're telling me you're going to regulate all the carbon, you're going to regulate all the supply chains, you're going to regulate all the manufacturing processes, you're going to regulate the hiring practices of companies, you're going to regulate how people interact with each other, you're going to regulate the governance of companies, you have to be sufficiently powerful in the old order. When we talk about the physical sense, this order right here, to punish people for a lack of compliance. Well, the only entity that would be powerful enough to do this on a global scale would be a one world government, which is why under ESG you have things like CBDCs. Okay, so what's really happening there? That says a central bank issues the currency and controls the flow and distribution, and then you combine it to social credit. When you have these things together, what translates to is if you don't do what the ESG order says, your money gets shut off. Just like your Facebook page gets shut off if you don't say the things that Facebook likes. Just that simple. So that is the current trajectory of the 21st century without blockchain technology. Just that simple. You need a regulation layer, a governance layer, if this is the goal. You have a panopticon where the AI, especially a quantum-enabled AI, will have the ability to know if you're in compliance or not. And if you're not in compliance, there needs to be a punishment system, soft or hard, so some form of meta-government to basically force you into compliance. So things like shutting off your money or just basically restricting your freedom in society. And we saw how freedom could be so radically restricted so quickly during COVID. So this is where the world is heading. Now, what blockchain technology does is it actually gets rid of that, but it allows you to keep goals, if those are wise or unwise, much the same. Why? Because instead of having human beings decide, you have protocols decide. So no one is in charge. China's not in control. The United States is not in control, but it can act as a regulating layer. And it's a regulating layer with teeth because these capabilities, these other four, extend blockchain technology into the physical world. They digitize the physical. They basically give you the ability to operate and act on and change a physical system into natural law and basically compel people accordingly. Now, if the protocols are fairly designed, then you get things like equality by design. You get things like guarantees of rights. Okay. So for example, if you have a privacy right or these types of things, you can actually guarantee those rights because the protocols can enforce that and they can't be influenced by a government, corporation, or a particular agency. So this really is the conflict of our time because the problem is that capitalism is going to give us these four things and we have no say in that. Capitalism is developing AI because first person to get it becomes the world's richest person and most powerful person. Capitalism developing quantum computing because it solves very hard problems, and the first people to solve those very hard problems, again, make windfall money. Synthetic biology, this is transcendent of capitalism. Synthetic biology at its most extreme, especially when paired with nanotechnology, actually gives you immortality, which is the single biggest driving force in human cognition. The denial of death from Ernest Becker makes a phenomenal case about this. Okay, this is why you build the pyramids. This is why you create religions. This is why you do all these crazy things because you don't want to die. Well, synthetic biology actually can make us live forever or damn near close to it, especially when paired with nanotech because nanotech can clean things up and kill the cancers. Okay, so these four things are happening. We can't stop them. There's too many people. There's too much stuff going on. The problem is that they don't have a regulating layer. And ESG is a subset of these four horsemen of the 21st century. And people are very concerned that they need a regulating layer. So what's happening is that there is this meta government being constructed basically in secret, now actually much more public, to act as a regulating layer for these types of things. And you see it with the movement towards CBDCs and social credit. You see it with all these transnational agreements that are being signed. You see it with unification of languages. You see it with the efficiency of a one world response to things like COVID, where most people kind of got along with these lockdowns and other things. It's happening. It's not an optional thing. And what concerns me is that I don't elect these people. I have no say in their value set. The people that are building these things have not really talked too much about equality outside of using it as a weapon to make people hate each other. And there's no preservation of rights. And when people who are designing these things that say China is the model of governance for the world and we should look up and admire it, scares the hell out of me because they seem to be more than comfortable with gulags. So I know these four things are coming, and I need a regulating layer for it. So this is one of the reasons why I'm in the blockchain industry. There are a few, but this is probably the primary reason that when I thought about life and I read these types of books that covered these topics, I thought a lot about the consequences of these four horsemen, these four technologies, and if combined together, they're emergent properties of how they're going to radically and fundamentally change the human species. And the problem is, without a proper regulating layer, we have two options. You either create a one world government to control them, and it's very limiting. And generally speaking, humans, when they do that, looks like a pyramid. And a very small group of people at the top live like gods and kings. And the difference between the kings and gods of old is that these ones at the top are immortal and super smart. You can't get rid of them. And the people at the bottom basically are slaves to this society. And the difference between old and new is that your thoughts are now known by the system and regulated accordingly. Congratulations. I don't want to live in that world. I don't think anybody wants to live in that world. Protocols, on the other hand, horizontal system. Everybody's equal. It's one big circle. Okay? So it doesn't matter where you live on the circle. You have the same rights and the same access to the system. And then basically you have protocols with AI regulating that system. You know where people stand on this by what they say. So you have the Sam Altmans of the world in OpenAI. They live here. They basically say that only a small group of philosopher kings should have access to this technology, and they're going to decide what you get.
To watch the full video, check out the link in the description. What do you think of Charles's thoughts here? What do you see coming in the future, both immediate and long term? Leave a comment. If you found value in the content, please consider donating.
All right. Very interesting shout out to Mr. Charles. Do we have any questions or comments regarding that before we move forward?
He's got to be one of the smartest people alive right now.
Yeah, he's a good dude. No doubts about it. I don't think he's in it for the money. I think he's really in it for humanity and creating logical, fair systems and equality. So it shows in his work, man. The guy walks the talk, as they say.
Yeah, because he would undoubtedly be in that top portion of the pyramid if he wanted to be. So the fact that he's out there putting this stuff, making it public, it definitely stresses that he's, in it, like you said, for humanity and not for personal gain. Because, we need more people like him on the other side of the fence.
Absolutely. And there's a couple of initiatives in Europe, also in America. There's a bill that's being put forth. There's a lot of stuff that, if we're not mindful, if we don't pay attention, and people in America do not write their congressmen and senators, we got to get involved and be ahead of that. And I think we'll be doing some of that. There's a couple of petitions that, as a community, I think we should sign and put our vote forward as well. So something that we'll be talking about through the coming weeks as well. Is there anybody else that has a question or comment? Mr. Toad, it is all yours. Let's give away some ARK, my friend. Oh no, BUSD.
BUSD, yes.
BUSD. Cash, baby. Cash. Yes, sir. Let's spin that wheel, and if you can give a reminder, Mistletoe, to everyone how to participate, how to win that BUSD, so you can go buy some ARK with it. It'd be great. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So this is the ARK wheel, the all aboard session. Every day we have a new a new YouTuber or a new Medium article featured live on the pod. So to enter, all you have to do is enter the sweep widget. We post it live in the chat after the podcast every single day. It takes about a couple minutes of your time just to go in there, clap up the Medium articles, like up the YouTube videos, and you'll be entered on this beautiful wheel right here. So look out for the next rung, and you could be on here for your chance to win $50 worth of BUSD.
We have to get used to saying BUSD. We've been doing this. What podcast number is this, sir?
155.
Let's go. 155. So another giveaway, folks. On the count of three, my friend. 2, 1.
Let's go. Almost Catalyst there. But Glenn, you've won $50 worth of BUSD. Congratulations. I think you might be our first time winner too.
Bullish.
I do also just want to thank everyone too for participating. We did reach an all-time high of 73 entries, so we're getting close to that 100.
Let's go. Let's get to that 100 participation here every day from our community, working those algorithms for our great content creator folks. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. If you didn't win today, you could win tomorrow. Work this into your daily routine. A couple of minutes of your time. It's good for you. It's good for the project. It's good for the content creators. And this is what organic growth is all about, folks. Thank you so much. All right. So Mr. Donato made a request as we're going to go here and do the Spark rewards for tonight. And he sent me a DM. I get a lot of great DMs. I had another great DM from an investor just thanking this team, the ARK, for the difference that ARK is making in their everyday lives, their growth, helping them reach their financial dreams or goals as they've made a educated decision, a big decision to understand that this is a long-term multi-year project that's paying out every single day, which is amazing. If you go to these groups and you see these folks talking about, parabolic pumps and, we're going to the moon and all of this, stuff, which is the reason we created ARK, because we just got sick and tired of hearing the same narrative and looking at the same chart, seeing the same little 1% that always gets into the whitelist to pre-sale. The token pumps, they dump, they move on to the next one. And they keep telling everyone to DCA, to be smart, to buy the dip. That this is it, folks. We're going back up, which is just another way of saying you are the exit liquidity, my friend, for the guys that came in after the pre-sale folks. So going around these groups, I personally find, and I hear that everyone talks about the ARK as their own personal money printer. And that's a great thing. I mean, guys, that's something we can be very, very proud about, because the ARK is paying like nothing else out there. The sustainability, the consistency, the growth, why everybody here is smiling ear to ear. Almost everyone has an ROI already. Like they've got the win in the bear. How great is that? And we're just getting started, my friends. And so many other people are coming and joining. You see the total vault accounts grow every single day. Everything is growing. Legacy Foundation keeps, flying off the shelf. The external investment fund keeps growing. Everything is amazing here, and we're very happy about that. So, Donato, I don't know if you're able to speak, my friend, but maybe do you want to share why you've requested the song for the Spark tonight?
Well, really, it's been a tough year with the COVID. I am like a retired, helping my daughter raising the two kids with her husband, and I've been also investing in the past. I had also Drip and other apps, but at the end, you lose more money that you win. So this one, thanks to Donatello, I get in the ARK on the private sale, and it was a blessing because I felt that I told Donatello I felt that that was the one. So I put the little savings that we have, and it's been a blessing because it's every week I could rely on the funds. They could keep going, and I helping around the family. Now, my daughter has also joined the ARK. Also, my son. I'm gonna call because I come from overseas, even that I am U.S. citizen. But I have many people in Spain too. So I'm gonna reach to them, to start, getting into ARK too.
Fantastic. So ARK is making a difference in your daily life, in your family's life, and you're very happy from what you're saying, from what you wrote me today.
Yeah,
that the family loves ARK. I love the message. It was great.
Yeah, and all of us are engaged in ARK.
That's what it's about, and making a difference, changing lives. I mean, one day at a time. It's not an overnight success. It takes time, but everyone has the opportunity to join us, no matter when on the timeline they join. There's not a crazy pump on the token where, we're investors that have been in this space for a while, and we don't want to invite friends and family into a FOMO pump, because we don't want people, a week or two or a month later, calling us crying, saying, "Hey, what the hell happened to you? You told me this thing was great. I was going to make all this money." Nobody wants to be in that situation, especially when it comes to people you care about, whether that's, at your job, coworkers, whether that's, in your family, whether that's, friendships, people you went to school with, or people that you do sports with, and neighbors. Nobody wants to put on the clown nose in front of anyone that they love and they care about. At the same time, we do not want to leave behind the people we care about. And we've been through enough rugs, enough scammers, enough projects that just didn't have what it takes to keep going, that are not willing to put the work in the way that we are here, and the passion, the dedication, the attention to detail, and wanting to have that fair playing field. And all of those experiences, my friends, don't feel bad about the past. Those were learning experiences for you to be able to have the discernment, to take the time, do your due diligence, look around the room, look in this group and see the leaders, see the smart money that's here. You see those 25,000 plus, max wallet buys, platinum NFTs. Those are not people that don't know what they're doing. And they've been through the same heinous debacles that we have in the past. It's like you said, Donato, it's been a really tough year. But it's not tough here on the ARK. It's not scary. People are not panicking. People are not flopping and groping. On the contrary, they're happy. They're smiling. And thank you, sir, for your vote of confidence, for feeling so secure here with this team, with this community, to invite the people that you care and you love about the most, brother. Thank you. That's why we're here, to work for you.
Thank you.
Let's get this crypto. All right. So now let's play your song. This is the vibes that he wants to relate to us and share with our amazing community. Thank you so much, Donato.
Thank you.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
All right. That was a good one. Got us pumped, Mr. Donato. Thank you, sir. Bear with us for about 20 seconds, please. Thanks for your patience, folks. Yeah, we actually fired it twice. I understand why it's not going. Usually, if it doesn't find the wallet on the first try, we'll do it again. It's a random system, and if it doesn't find a wallet qualifying, we have to run it again. So what we'll do, Mr. Z, if you can go ahead and start the DeFi sessions, I'll go ahead and set it up to do it one more time, sir. Hope you're doing well. You got some alpha for us today?
Hey, Atlas, give me just 1 second. I'll set up some alpha. Yeah, there's some layer 2 stuff. There's some technicals. There's a few different things to look up. So just give me just 1 second. Hope everyone's well otherwise. I'm feeling very happy. Brad, guys, can you guys see my screen?
We certainly can, Mr. Z.
Amazing. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to touch on is Euler Labs, because I had a few friends that had some sort of synthetic plays on this, and the good news is that the hacker who's I think he took about $200 million in the last 23 days, he has returned all the money back in full. So yeah, the title here reads Euler Labs hacker returns all of the recoverable funds timeline. Yeah, this is someone I think we on the podcast were like following a little bit, and we were looking at him going through Tornado Cash. This is how much he was able to hack. I believe about $8 million in DAI, $18 million in WBTC, USDC about 33 million, 12 million in Stealth ETH, and you had I think $1 million bounty on him. Euler Labs put out $1 million bounty to catch the person, but after much of tornado caching and starting to return people, there's one guy who tweeted at the hacker saying, like he put his life savings for a mortgage, for a house, and if he could add that return, and that started the return of like some Ethereums, and now he started to the other thing, Euler Labs made a deal with him. They go, we make a pact with you. If you can, you can give back 90% to the stolen funds, you can keep 19.6 million. And not just did he give back the 90%, he gave 99.9% back. So today Euler Labs had this to tweet out. So they go, because the exploiter did the right thing and returned the funds, and the $1 million reward campaign launched by the Euler Foundation will no longer be accepting new information. Full details to follow tomorrow. Really, really good news. And I think that's one concluded. It just shows, and the guys at Euler Labs, they went pretty explicit about it, and they said we went through 8 audits from like the top places in DeFi. From I think they went through Hashgraph, they went through a few different big auditors, and even then they go like an exploit was found. So yeah, that's a good thing that sort of happened on Euler Labs. So $200 million completely given back. So that's the first thing. That's the first part of the good news. The second thing I want to touch in is because I think ZK Sync, we talked about layer 2s a little bit like a few weeks ago, and we keep talking about it. So we saw the launch of Polygon's ZK EVM, and then prior to that we had Matter Labs that launched ZK Sync. These are big challengers to the layer 2 experience. And since ZK Sync's EVM launched, we have seen about $110 million already being invested into the testnet. So people are buying into the projects. So here the sort of title reads: deposits to ZK Sync surpass 110 million as its DeFi ecosystem explodes. Crypto traders are actively investing in projects launching on ZK Sync as the hype around its potential governance token airdrop increases. All right, guys, this is why we do the airdrop army, because we want to be a part of all of these ecosystems, and this is how airdrops happen. Like a bunch of people ape into.
You gave me a hard time for riding into the building, like not building.
Sorry, no worries. Yeah, so ZK Sync reached 115 million within 10 days of the public mainnet launch as users rushed to farm the airdrops of the Ethereum rollups, expected native tokens per layer 2 beat data. So yeah, so Sync Swap, Mute, SpaceFi, GemSwap, and on-chain were sort of protocols that people were farming on, swapping on, and doing a few different DEX things, and that's what we're going to be covering on Thursday. We did a little vote in the airdrop army section, and we all came to the conclusion that we should do it every Thursday at 7 p.m. UTC on the vote. So we will be covering ZK Sync and SUI, and we will be going through things like GemSwap and doing all these testnet activities on SyncSwap, on Mute.io. We're going to be minting an NFT. So do join us 7 p.m. UTC. We'll do an announcement. But this is why we want to be part of this news, guys. Like next year when ZK Sync goes live, we want to be earning that I think Arbitrum's airdrop was about $6,000 a piece and minimum $4,000, $3,500 to $4,000. ZK Sync has 3 times the funding as Arbitrum. So I would take this thing in interest and yeah. So yeah, ecosystem token prices surge. The prices ZK Sync's ecosystem tokens have also skyrocketed thanks to the mainnet launch and growing hype around the airdrop narrative. So tokens like GemSwap jumped from 26 cents to a high of $2.59 at 10x, and we've seen other tokens. So yeah, we're gonna do this airdrop together, and yeah, so just like we saw Arbitrum, we're gonna touch ZK Sync. So ZK Sync's ecosystem is experiencing a positive explosion due to airdrop hype. Moreover, there's significant room for growth of the ecosystem given that layer 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism's DeFi TVL at 2.28 billion and 910 million. So yeah, a lot of money is getting locked up. A lot of liquidity is being locked up. TVL is going up on the layer 2 narrative, and we will touch ZK Sync. So that's the ZK Sync news there. Let's continue and touch a few things. So yeah, it's been a good week for DeFi overall, and we're gonna continue building on these stacks. The other thing I want to touch is this. We had one of the guys from Airdrop Army mention the Layer Zero airdrop scheme. So Layer Zoo is something we will cover, and Layer Zoo is going to be one of the biggest Layer 1s. It's going to be you can say so. Today they raised another 120 million. This takes Layer Zero's funding up to $3 billion. So we will look into this. The title here reads, Layer Zero raises $120 million to expand cross-chain messaging efforts. The new funds will be used to increase headcount and expand the company's presence in the Asia-Pacific region. So yeah, if I can zoom into this, these are the VCs that have funded Layer Zero up till now. OKX is part of them. Samsung is part of them. Sequoia Capital Group and many more big VCs. And this is what the co-founder of Layer Zero, Ryan Zerk, had to say. So he quotes out, imagine a future where a single user-facing application can harness the speed of Solana, the security of Ethereum, and the cheap file storage of Airwave, while also being fully abstract to the user. So yeah, the issue of securing cross-chain messages has become acute in recent years, as more than $3 billion was stolen from the blockchain bridge in 2022, according to reports. LayerZoo has attempted to solve this problem by using a relayer and Oracle to secure messages, where a message is only confirmed if both relayer and Oracle agree to it that it is valid. So yeah, it's got a confirmation loop. So 3 billion up with Layer 0, and we will I'll research it and to see what's the airdrop and testnet opportunities here as well. So yeah, Layer 0 is going to be quite big this year as well. Now let's see what else I have in the news. I think I talked about all the main things. Another Layer 2 that you guys should look into is Metis. So I believe Metis is on SushiSwap and Arbitrum right now. So it's a Layer 2 project. Exec zooms in on the capabilities of Ethereum scaling solution. So this is what the founder had to say about Metis and its sort of features. It goes, you see, Metis fees are way lower than Optimism fees. We needed these lower fees for the enterprise level, so the enterprise levels can use Metis easier more than Optimism. So when it comes to rollups, optimistic rollups have big players within it, such as you can say Optimism has Arbitrum, and Metis DAO is also part of that Optimism rollup, and they have the cheapest transaction fee. So do look into them. And yeah, I think that sort of apart from that, I've put other articles up for news, such as you can say Paxful. So Paxful was a centralized exchange that closed in the US, and you had the founder there talk about regulatory issues. And it's been the scenario for quite a few different places. Regulation has seen about 5 big centralized exchanges, BitMax, one of them, recently close in the United States, which is a little sad. But this is what the Paxful CEO had to say. So Ray Youssef. They're like focusing more on Africa, but like he was asked in a Twitter space why they closed down in America. So this is what he had to say. He goes, American regulators have done a great job catching up for their pace, but the regulators still don't get it. They grow more suspicious every day. So this is how centralized exchanges in America, things like Coinbase, kind of feel. They feel like they're doing all the inquiries. They're speaking to CFTC. They're speaking to SEC, but regulators, as the months go by, just get more suspicious and put more regulatory bills, and that's why a bunch of these big exchanges are moving away from America. So that's the update, guys. The narrative is moving southeast. The narrative is moving to the Middle East, and we're going to more BRICS sort of like layers, and we're moving to those countries. And I think unless things change in America a little bit, I think this is going to be the narrative. You're going to see big plays like Paxful, even Coinbase leave America, where they feel more comfortable to grow and stuff. So yeah, that's the news for DeFi today. Do look out for airdrop sessions on Thursday. We're going to plan it for 7 p.m. UTC. We'll do it an hour before the ARK podcast. Maybe in the podcast we talk a little bit on the airdrops as well, but we will touch ZK Sync and Sweet. So keep that in mind. Get your airdrop army roll. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Z.
And thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Great session there. And we got the spark fired away. Let's see who the winner is, folks. All right. Okay, here we are. And today's lucky winner, their wallet ends in 84D4, and they're the lucky winner of 311.05 ARK. And their first time winner. Congratulations.
Let's go.
And as we do here, every time we have a first time winner, we play the first time winner jingle. Please turn it down a bit. It is loud. Sheesh.
Let's get this crypto. Oh, God damn.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this crypto.
Happy days. Welcome to Nitro Mode. This amazing new winner. And with that, folks, we're going to conclude tonight's podcast. We want to thank everyone that came out and participated today. Congratulations to the first-time winner of the All Aboard contest and everyone that participated. They've walked away with 50 BUSD cash, which, if they're smart, they're going to buy some more ARK. In my opinion, not financial advice, as they say, right? We also want to thank everyone that's listening to the podcast recording at a later date. We hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. We're going to be back, folks, tomorrow at the same new time of 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. We wish you all a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, morning, day. Take care of yourselves.